Alright, greetings. Okay, this is about energy of nature, Garcian energies. That you're making sense. Energy of nature, a Garcian channeling. How about that? That nature has a message. Greetings. We are the consciousness of nature. We are the breath, the energy of Mother Earth. Nature is dimensions, different realities, different ways of existence. As you connect with nature, as you believe more in who you are, you can bring in less of a non-physical reality. Most of your society is plagued by manipulation from your dark forces, of course. They shut down your chakras. Most humans only believe in chakras and use to control you like a remote control. Bring out the anger in you. The anger is the easiest thing. They bring out, notice how they bring out some kind of anger. Was this virus or was they killing to control you? When you let go of those programmings, you see much more. You see a higher dimensional world playing on your emotions. Now, nature does do this too. Nature has a mind of its own. It can get kind of frustrated with society. It can set itself on fire. You don't need alien manipulations to do so. Nature can kill itself too. But the vibrations are different. It's still, now some nature is already at a low vibration, as some of you know, and it can destroy itself, no different than you. Yes, we're kind of humanizing it, but not entirely. Nature has a way. It looks at things differently. Yes, you might see a tree standing there all day long, but it connects to the vibrations of the earth. It feels as humans move around. It feels, it hears energy of the earth. And they can get frustrated by the low vibrations, how easy humanity gets pulled in. Some trees just turn against humanity. Some trees fall apart on homes and cars. Some nature does not care for the way you live. It's another form of reality. So yes, it is Agarthian related. The tree people they're not much different than you are. They live differently, but they see things from a spiritual eye. The spiritual eye is not the easiest place to see from your perspective. But if you see from the spiritual eye or the Agarthian eye, you become more clear. As you connect more with nature on a spiritual end, see it from their point of view. Yes, they don't have the easiest day, but as you have a better day, they have a better day. As you go through trouble, they love you through it. Some of them do, not all. Some do like their tree branches cut, as there is an Agarthian being out there, always cutting trees and taking care of things. Some actually quite enjoy it. Do they feel pain and all the cutting? I mean, they know they need it done. Some just want to let their hair grow forever. But, is it pain? They'll get over it. It's not like you're cutting off somebody's leg. No, it's like cutting your hair. Tree branches is like cutting your hair. Some might have a different way of looking at it, but you screaming your hair gets cut. Some do. It is pain because their style is no longer the same. Trees have a way of looking. It's their hair. It's on how you look at things. The tree people can't come out of the trees and say hi to you. The vibration can't. There's always somebody living there. It's just, do you want to see it or not? Society is so easily plagued and programmed, but those paradigms are slowly dying out. There's only so long that humanity can be programmed. So long as the media system can last. Humanity, as always, gets tired of the same mouthpiece. Over time. They went from newspapers to your television to now your your big television, your cable, and then you went to your internet. They have different ways of connecting to you. One day you get your news from a tree. You think we're joking. Some are connected to tree vibrations, and what do you have? And some might be a conspiracy theorist too, possibly. It's not likely, but yet you're connected to a tree energy. Why trees are so difficult? Because some of them don't feel like you're ready to connect with them. They're not feel like you're ready to really know who they are. It's like, did you ever go to a group of people and just start talking to people? It's like, who's this? Oh, and they all walk away. Trees can just ignore you. Why they don't talk back? Because you don't know. People think they know how to connect with them. Some can, but not everybody knows how to really connect with them. It's like going to a neighbor's house and knocking, and it's just sometimes they'll be open to, sometimes they're not, depending on the tree. Some trees are just loves everybody no matter what. Those are saints. Your larger trees, the largest, the oldest ones, a lot of them are such old souls. They've just seen it all. And they have been here for what? Some incarnate and leave, but most of them have stayed there since the Earth's vibration. Don't plan on leaving anytime soon. Yes, it is one lifetime. Realize it's in a spiritual realm, but they do appear in Agartha in their own form. They don't really tell us exactly what form they prefer. Everyone's different, but they can appear in human form. They can appear in a tree form, angry, happy, whatever it might be. So some are happy to build forest energies. Yeah, one tree can build a forest. It plants its own seeds. The earth assists with that. So I want to assist Earth with a beautiful forest, and Mother Earth helps with making it happen. The world that you're in is just a cybernetic reality, but you are bringing in more tree beauty energies among you. Many of you know. To heal your cell phone, to talk to your phone, it's a tree phone now. More natural, more real. There are manipulations, but there's always a healing somewhere that can be done. And nature has a spirit of its own. What does it say? It does get manipulated, just like humans get manipulated. How is it much different? It's not. All right, greetings. Welcome from the hot zone. Okay, this is reptilian channeling, or actually, it's Ashtar command reptilian channeling or healing, something around those lines. So, all right, blessings. Here we go. Greetings. This is Ashtar command. Reptilian elements, reptilian energies connected to your Atlanteans. Basically, to assist your Atlantean human development of it. There's many different timelines, many different scales to look at. Basically, it's assist with the human evolution. The reptilian mind is an energy that, or brain, or mind, however you want to look at it, but scalable. You can scale it to a certain extent, program it. You can do that with you can have Palladian beings, Assyrian brains, whatever it might be. But technically, it is all of them in a reptilian vibration. It is a Palladian reptilian energy, Assyrian, but it is overall a reptilian programmable brain. For the reason of very advancement, of course, very much a part of your health. As you know, your mind affects your body a great deal. So basically, not all species have that. Not to this degree. So your incarnation here is to grow more with the reptilian. You're healing reptilian vibrations by being here. Yes, there's chaos, but there's also healing to be done. A lot of reptilians are incarnate as a human to find a better side of themselves. So you might call reptilians that are manipulating society and all that and humanity, but also humanity manipulates them too, which you don't see. On other planets, it's not just you, just here. And you'll see it more focused as you go forward, go on. But basically, the blueprint of your human came from much of reptilian connections. And of course, your Garthians too. It came from all different sorts of your universe to develop a human that would here advance your universe race. Now, not that you're here to be the leaders of the universe, but you are here to take a lot of heavy knowledge and to take it to the next level. You'd be surprised how deep this world goes into other universes, not just this one. Yes, you have universal knowledge from so many places that it's not necessarily hidden, but it is within your society. Basically, chaotic universe is similar to yours. Yours is more chaotic. It's many universes in one that's here right now. At least the effects of it. And you might not be seeing it clearly, but as for a world like yours is, see how the human is so pulled into a manipulative energy. And as you're pulling yourself out, you're going to go deeper into human consciousness. Your astral plane, yes, is your way out. Is understanding your spiritual side, as many of you are experiencing, a crystallization of your own existence, but much more. Basically, the Ashtar presence here, and all other Orion command is here also. It's basically a truce. You're making peace with other planets and universes as you move forward. So they have their refugees here, incarnated as human, and you're making peace with them. As you make peace with humanity, makes peace with itself. It makes peace with all these other alien energies that are connected to, which is over 1,000. It's not 36, it's over 1,000 different alien groups that are here. Yes, we're keeping it as general as possible. So with this disease that's happening on your planet, yeah, your United States is not going to be the same. That's not a bad thing. It's here to unite the earth. Some are connected to the negative. Those that go into the negative, like propaganda, that will eventually come. Some are going to destroy themselves. The government tried to get me, whatever it might be. Some of them are going to go into the oceans of their own darkness, as some of you see at this time. The conspiracy theorists that, it's up to humanity once it finally lets go of that. But human consciousness is an ocean. So you're basically, as fourth dimension gets heavier here, stronger, with higher dimension energies, humanity makes peace with itself. You realize how diverse your humankind is. It's not just with the animals here, is much more. There are beings here that are similar to Buddha, that are very powerful, very, very manipulative on your society through spiritual groups. They aren't always using it for positive. That's kind of the idea, though. If you can take a being like that and bring positivity to it, it can change. You're just going into a whole deeper subset of yourselves. Human DNA will be changed. Everything will be shifted. It is time for a new earth, yes, but it is happening now. It is happening within yourselves. Your way of life is shifting. And there's different ways of looking at the new earth. It's basically the new age, the new century, however you want to label it. But as you go more into fourth dimension vibrations, your aliens would be easier to see because you're a fourth dimensional energy, a higher vibrational fourth dimensional energy. It'll just be gradual as like anything else. Disclosure is just you disclosing it yourself. But disclosing your own darkness, releasing it. 5D energies to come through. Sounds simple, not so simple to experience, because many are holding on to third dimension idea systems that you see. This is the time of change, as you know. Okay, brings. Okay, do a little bit more casual. Or maybe not. Let's see. All right, blessings. All right, this is China. China shifting to the fifth dimension. We say China shifting us all to the fifth dimension. All right. Here we go. Blessings. Greetings. We're all the Arcturians. Yes, change is in the way. Of course, on the way is the way. Here in China, yes, is from a higher dimensional source. It is living in the third dimension as best it can. It is, yes, a reptilian vibration too, of a higher dimension. So you're not to say this is all a reptilian transformation, but it shows the dragon is very powerful on your earth. You can also say the dragon brought a lot of this onto the earth for an internal transformation where you can see the soul more clearly. So this is the time of, yes, less hiding and more who you are. Many of you are in disguise, not on purpose, because society cannot accept you for what you are. So more of the higher dimensional energies are coming in for you to allow yourself to be more seen. And that's when the 5D energies get stronger here. Yes, there's a fourth dimension vibration. We're taking this earth more so to the 5D. There is a 4D transition, but the 5, now you can be in the 4D if you want. As many of your third dimensional humans will be more fourth dimension, third dimension, a little bit back and forth in that. There's always going to be a little bit of up and down all around here. So the earth is not going to fully transition completely because much of the learned from the third dimension. But the reason being is this is a dragon planet. It is a tree planet, and it's also a dragon planet. It's basically a world that does not learn its lessons very well, as you can see. But other planets do the same thing. But other worlds can get away with it, where souls don't learn. So this place was developed to help them learn, to see more into themselves. Yes, it might be hell, but there is a great deal of learning. And yes, learning is pain. As many of you have done so in school, learning is hell. Go through school, you go through this math homework, got a quiz, and some of you are quiz on a daily basis. Not having the luxury, having poverty, not knowing where the future's going, not knowing what's in your bank account. That is the quiz. That is the test, as many of you know. But you're bringing... Now, the dragons had very much involvement, but they're warning too. It's not just all these higher dimensional beings saw you and just like, oh, society, the universe doesn't know anything. And far from it. Everybody has something to learn here. But basically, the dragon energies chose the Asians to bring this in, which comes from your astrals, your spirits, and the Asians are always have an energy about not every world's different. They can go through Caucasians and go through the blacks. It doesn't really matter. It can go through all of this, but for this world, it chose for the Asian vibration. So you can look at the architectures, the history of Asia, and say, yeah, it makes sense. Why the earth is going through. They've done it before in the past. They've invented a great amount. Just every world has a species that's here just to bring things in. Not everything, but as you can see, you're going through a transition. It's like China with the fire, and the United States is the fire. Because the United States has to change a great deal for and then the rest of the earth will change with it. But China, yes, congratulate China. China is never easy to live in. Nothing's easy to live anyway. But this is your high vibrational earth on a different scale than some. And yes, there's all going to be no EMPs or anything like that. That's just fear mongering vibrations. There are other versions of Earth. Some people are connected to those realities. Of course, they're going to be worried about it. Many of them are connected to those other worlds where they were taken out by EMPs and other things. But you are going to a much different Earth, a more satisfying Earth, deeper within your astral. Your astral is actually a lot wider than it was before many of you came. It seems to get wider over the ages. It's been very dark, just like your dark ages. And now it's becoming, not just because of technology, it has a lot to do with the beings here. And one thing about, yes, Dolores Cannon said that that was the call, but realize there's always been a call for beings to come here. Your World War II was a transition, a shift, no different than you're going through right now. Yes, it might be fictionalizing a little bit of the call because the aliens never left. They've always been watching this place. There's been more beings here. Well, it was allowed more beings to come in. It wasn't always allowed. Many beings wanted to come in, but humanity wasn't ready. You're not ready for a star child. You're not ready for all these alien people just yet. They've been sitting at the door like the lines at Apple to get an iPhone, trying to get in, trying to get part of this world, but they weren't really allowed. And then when the World War II occurred with your atomic bomb, it's like, guess what? Now you can come in. So the door was open. But all these beings have been waiting for a long time. There's more to it than just the call. It goes much deeper. As some of you have been analyzing this world from afar, and you remember, and some might look at it and it's a test. You might say, "Oh, Earth does this and that." It's like, sure, if I want to incarnate, well, if you want to incarnate, then you can be the teacher. Pass or fail on Earth, you can still be the teacher. If you do everything wrong in your world, get like 300 people pregnant, and whatever it is, not to say you want to desire jump off a bridge or anything like that. No, but we're just saying you can still be the teacher. I mean, if you become a rich redneck and you populate Wyoming or something, then yeah, sometimes having those type of stories is a lot more fun. But that's not the point of being here. But some beings do incarnate just to be a wild star. And there's nothing wrong with that either. So, from third dimensional levels, as many of you know, third dimensional wildness, some of you can take it to a whole new level. But what we're saying, yes, is just the 5D energies have been waiting to come into your Earth. Many of you are where you need to be for fifth dimension to fully engage. It's the people that are here. Your vibrations are at the right spots, and you feel this new energy flowing through. You don't have to have all of the knowledge, all of the answers. But the transmission is coming through. It's all in what you want to experience. And that's all I have to say at this moment. There's more. Basically, you're bringing in, yes, a new Atlantean energies, but it's much more advanced than that. There's much more to Atlantis that has not been said for obvious reasons. But basically, the virus is basically a meltdown. It's almost like a volcano eruption on your planet through DNA. So many dark forces are being told what to do, but this is basically light bring. This is humanity's energy bringing this in, this transformation. It is those that are here that are allowing this to occur, and you're handling it well, as many of you know. Yes, you realize it's very difficult, but many of you are handling it great well. It's like, what way to unlock the planet from its old ways is being unlocked currently, and yes, much more to come. Blessings to all. Blessings. Greetings. Okay, this is Atlantis, the spirit realm. This is brought up in a channeling last night of about Atlantis being a spirit, the spirit world. So we're going to go into more, and which makes a lot of sense actually. I think about it. So, all right, blessings. Here we go. Greetings to you, we're the astral energies. Your Atlantis is one place, yes, a catalog of your reality that is being remembered. Your continents were much different in your past. Yes, you can say there were 3 or 4 Earths before the one that you are connected to today in your solar system. As yes, it was a feline world at once and a reptilian one at once. Both, as you can see, are no longer here. So both of them combined into the reality you are in today. Now take it to another layer, as the ape played a big role also in your beginning stages. You can say as the ape people were the first people on your planet. If you're willing to have a open mind, meaning planting the seed of the human continuity, as it yet's been done on other planets, and this one was going to be no different. But where that was going to play out or where the human was going to come out of was unknown. Is it going to be an ape person? Or will it be a feline or reptilian? As you can see, they all combined it. Yes, there's many worlds at the beginning of your Earth that caused it to be in its situation today. Meldeck does play a role as is part of the DNA of your planet, and it's a deep-rooted place. It has a lot to do with your trees and nature, as even much of your Agartha came from Meldeck. Many of your Agarthians came from Meldeck. What do you believe? What do you feel? All things have a purpose. Everything has an energy source. There is truth through everything. It might not have always the most positive, depending on where you are. As many felines want to take back this planet, but also many reptilians feel as if it is theirs. They're both kind of control of the human idea system, but the Anunnaki playing in between both of them. Now, there's much broader look. As your Agarthians step back, we also saw the harshness of your aliens with your humans causing difficulty. It doesn't mean your Agarthians are here to cause trouble on your planet. They're here to stop it. As your world became out of control, lost in different dimensions. Your planet is a third-dimensional oasis. It was always meant for third-dimensional ideas. Not easy ones, but basically to ground the human. You can almost say human was the last resort, a last idea for this planet. Because once again, feline and reptilian feel like they owned the rights to your own existence. They blended in your vibration and learned more about you. As human here was very unusual, very different, as they were never seen anything of this. Of course, you're living it. Yes, you have nothing to compare it to. There is much deeper root that you're going to, yes, of Venus, as a place of where many of your doctors come from. Your feline, many of your military individuals, your leaders, your carrion beings play a big role of basically the overseers. Not always a being race of involvement, but they do connect to the universe to see how you are doing. They do give updates, and carrying beings that say your world doesn't matter. Well, they want to not put a lot of they don't want to scratch your ego. As many do feel as much happening here. Much happening here is because you're transitioning from third to fourth, and yes, your third dimension is going to have a collision. Not to say it's going to destroy itself, but it's going to burn itself out. Just like anything else, like a car, it runs out of oil. Third dimension is running out of ideas. It's been running out for some time, as you see in your Hollywood. It is basically said everything it's here to say. Now, as you go into more fourth dimension ideas, you take elements of your past or even a possible future and take it to other places. There are other versions of Red that many of you might go to, if you wish, that are more advanced and have your art is at its extreme, at its beauty, as many of you visualize it. When you look at this world, it's like it could be much more. Because the fire is going out on this world. That's why it's occurring the way it is. It's been going out for some time. The feline organism, you can say, has a lot to learn. And so do the reptilians. As they lost a lot of their knowledge through war. And Anunnaki also. The Syrians, not, there's always knowledge to obtain. But from our perspective, yes, the war between the feline and the reptilian is your World War III, which has been going on for some time. You say World War III has been going on ever since Atlantis went away. As the feline incarnates as human and learns more about itself, as it can't always learn everything as a feline being as it once thought. Not to say it's run out of its cycle, that there's nothing to learn from the feline. There's much to learn. You incarnate as a human and bring that knowledge to the felines. Same thing with the reptilians. Reptilians have been misunderstood like anybody else. A misunderstood being is a very reptilian, a large trait, and still haunting them depending on the being. Your Meldeck, now why worlds go away, why they appear, isn't really all of that. Well, this message is not that important. What matters is that you are making more peace for yourselves, because eventually, yes, the alien energies become more part of your physical reality. As you, yes, connect more to the fourth dimension, you will see them. As is needed, it's like, think if you're on a library, you're on the third level. There's a fourth level, but you can't quite get there just yet. It's not exactly you have to read all the books of the third dimensional level. If you wish, please do, but it's even hard to retain it in this reality. But you can retain it in spirit, of course. But even sometimes it's too much knowledge, where you're too careful about everything, you don't want to take any risks. Sometimes the less knowledge you have, the more riskful you become. The more you forget, the more risks you take, depending on the being. But the fourth level that many of you are going to is like you're in a third dimensional level of the library, and all fourth dimensional books are appearing. But it's a gradual process. One might show up and then it might disappear. Or it might show up and you bring it and download it into yourself. As many of you do, basically. It's a process of basically just living. Some like to force spirituality. Why don't you just let it flow? Just be yourself. Heal the insecurities, yes. Live. Say what's on your mind. You're an opportunity. Say what's on your mind. Open up your heart. Yes, love is the answer. Love of thyself is number one. And love of someone else, of course, is the next part of your evolution. But some wish to just be alone. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with anything. As a soul, you advance in whatever way that works for you. With a partner, without a partner, you'll find a way to advance. Many want the partnerships, but some have tried it in past lives, has not worked out. It's like you have not learned what you're supposed to, so you take the one-way route. But they don't always realize how much they are learning in that. Yes, and of course the lessons are difficult. But so difficult, having a partner there might not be so helpful. They're the building blocks of your reality. Basically, four-dimensional knowledge, yes, in the next 10 years or sooner, will begin to advance even more. As your feline complete its task of incarnating as a human on your planet, which has so much more to go. As they incarnate here, they might be the worst feline ever, but they do leave their energies here. They leave their knowledge here. They build a car. They have children. Whatever it is, they leave their energies here, and then they leave. Most of them have no idea who they are. They might be a dog person that cats the things, but they are a cat person. Many humans are here, yes, but it's mostly a feline, dog and cat, reptilian planet. There's more to it than that, but the majority are feline connected. Meaning their past lives are feline beings. Now, human here, yes, many of them come from other versions of Earth um, to complete the task. Basically, they're so good at being shut off. Many of you welcome that energy here so you can learn more about yourselves. And they do too. They go, yes, from one third dimensional world to the other, but not all. This is why there's a mass death, there's a talk of a mass death, as you say it's time to leave. It's a mass exodus. As you had a mass incarnation during your 1950s or 40s, during your baby boom, and now it's a mass exit. One, because you are bringing starseed energies in, but not in, it's not in the public. It's not publicized as it once was. And these are rocky times too. Bringing a child into this reality is very difficult. Yeah, especially your school systems are in lockdown themselves, as they've been quarantined energies. Those are Illuminati um, indoctrination places, unfortunately. University also, but definitely your schools for your elementary to 12th grade is all indoctrination, as you know. It's Illuminati's scam, but many of you want to learn about the Illuminati. Of course, you go through their brainwashing programs. I mean, how do you know about them unless you incarnate and become part of one of their students? And then some become them, or some go after them, whatever it might be. Yes, they call it waking up. Why don't you just be yourselves? Share your energy. Some waking up, because they say wake up, but then go back to sleep. This is the knowledge you need, but then they instantly go back to sleep. Say, hey, I know what's going on. That's all I need to know. The government's corrupt. Illuminati exists. Good night. What about the aliens? What about the spirit guides? What about all that? Shut down. For now. Okay. I believe the last one did not go into the spirit world that deep. So I'm not sure if this is going to do it either. Let's leave it open. All right, let's just go by what it is. We'll go into more detail. All right, 1 second. Your creation process. Greetings, we are from spirit. Your Atlanteans, yes, are on different levels. I mean, they were, of course, assisted with spirit. As was an earmark, the knowledge of Atlantis is the drawing of your reality. So many alien beings, Atlanteans were not always fully understood and never will be. Nothing ever is, truly. But part of your creation process, basically, Atlanteans and spirit came to one. They're very connected, but also had to leave. Meaning you had to find third dimensional teachings eventually. And much of the reptilian, feline manipulations, Illuminati takeover was already in the works. Basically, you bring a spirit being as yours and push the human creation process to its limits, at least for your reality. Of also to open up doors of darkness. Realize your world brings in darkness and pulls it out of the spirit world. And because they can exercise it. And many of you go to other worlds. So you have to understand darkness. So that's why many of you are here. And it's not being understood. You're experiencing it, but you're not fully understanding the darkness within yourselves. It is a tool like anything else. We call it knowledge. Maybe tool is not the best word, but I believe many of you understand. It is what you are comfortable with, of course, but take it to the next level. Basically, darkness is always going to be within everyone, no matter who. God, Yeshua, everything and everyone. To release it is hard. In your world, is a present to the universe to release it. A godlike planet to release the darkness, the karma of other beings. As the creation process was unique in this universe, releasing darkness was difficult. So now you are here to go and further into yourself. So many of you do, yes, go into the Atlantean energies. Many of your angels, yes, are Atlanteans, but it goes much further than that. The Garthian energies are brought here just to bring balance, to make sure that the human experience works out as planned. The felines and reptilian beings is like to do as they wish, but the Garthian beings say, wait just 1 second. So they still play, there's agreements. Now, that doesn't mean that your reptilians and your felines are just hanging out and having a board meeting about humanity. Far from it. It's usually a simple contract that's already done through telepathic energies, done in moments. And that's what kind of earmarked your planet for human destination. There's always going to be different layers of why the human. The human's just better for all its DNA. That's true, but there's much more. The feline is just as good. Your reptilian is just as good. Is it just because so you can be a little different than the rest of the species on your planet? That's part of it. But a lot of it just has the human, yes, is still growing up in the universe. And many beings have taken it to maybe not always the most pleasantable direction. And you are here to show them the light that can come through it. As humans in the universe are seen as dark. Not all, but quite a few. And very powerful and very menacing. The felines have been through it. Everybody's been through it. The human is the next evolution. As more beings are going to become more humanoid or human as you are. The feline will always exist. But it's basically just an evolution that every being wants to try eventually. But it shows how the rough exterior of your DNA, what you can handle. As this Atlantean crystal energies are always going to be with you. You are the next evolution of the universe also. You're the next generation. It might not seem that now, but eventually you'll discover it more. Greetings. We have the felines from Atlantis. Yes, there is a earmark, a lesson to be learned of your oceans. As your oceans are programmed, as the rest of your world, to bring in life. So at one time, this was an ocean planet. As why this world was found, because feline energies and reptilian energies were found. And nobody understood how they got here. As you're created through different dimensions, different ways that no one even still to this day fully understands. It might be the Elohim, but no one really has a full understanding of why the feline and the reptilian is still here. The gray plays a big part, of course, but all beings play a big part. But the reason we bring up the feline and the reptilian is because they're the ones with the most scars in the universe, and they don't like to admit it. Yes, you're assisting their evolution to the next level. And many of them, as well, sabotage or not, they won't want to look down upon from a world like yours. But as you heal, you'll see more of your diversity of who you come from, where you come from, who you are. And as the new layers of consciousness are going to continue to come through. It's just a time of reconciling. Yes, there's many beings here that are on the run. They come to this world to basically rehabilitate themselves. So look, I'm now positive. Sort of. Greetings, this is Mother Earth. For I am not always seen as the most perfect light because of nature's choices and my connection with them. As yes, there are different realms, different realities that you're all connected to that you're bringing in at this time. This is the dawn of a new age. A new age of building on multiple levels. This is the age of your Earth splitting apart to many different versions of Earth. As this is why a death occurs. Many are going to another version, but taking much knowledge there with them to design and create other versions of Earth for your own evolution. Where you are heading is basically into the heart chakra of the Earth to bring in the fourth dimension. To move around chairs, you can say, move around the furniture. And that is what's happening, moving things around. Why the disease is occurring? Moving things around so new energies can come in. Governments are corrupt, but they're always very good at doing what they do. They are, yes, Anunnaki, most of them, under that control regime, but eventually it will leave, but not just yet. Many humans are having trouble finding themselves. Inner peace is very difficult. You will find that in your life. Now is the time for it, on multiple levels. Basically, your Anunnaki will become here in the physical eventually. Your disclosure is kind of already happening within you internally. Eventually, you'll see the ships, where it'll be easy to connect with them. Because you called it to you. As you see them in the skies, but when you're at the right vibration, you can enter it. Okay, this would be. I don't know. I didn't name this one. Okay, cool. Okay, this is more of a Atlantis energies, 1,000 worlds before Atlantis. Yeah, because all these. One moment. All right, one moment. Mars had a lot to do with your Earth's grounding. Yes, there are many wars before your Earth was ever created. There is, yes, many. It came from different places, part of your Mother Earth. Basically, this Earth is part of your Mother Earth's journey. If you look at it from her point of view, as you can see, we got. Some beings don't want to be known. Mother Earth's energy connecting to other planets. Think of like a family that she doesn't get along with, as you probably have heard. But as you see it from more of her point of view, yes, you can say those are here are you are the rebels of the universe that are here. Yes, you might not always get along, might have diverse types of ways of looking. There's beings that come here to control you through the politicians. Those beings that come through the politicians are those that are from the other planets trying to control the narrative here for her to be free. You'd be surprised, even a higher dimensional planet can be very controlling. This world was designed to be free. And that's why you are quarantined and disconnected from the rest of the universe. And you continue to do so. There's a layer within your consciousness that you're learning. And many beings find forbidden. This is a forbidden planet. This is layers of Venus, Mars, Jupiter, taking all these other worlds are forbidden also. You can say they left too. They came here to this solar system. And the other, yes, the galaxies and solar systems are watching, assisting where they are allowed to, but many beings fight that. His idea is to lock this universe and take this universe to a higher dimension. Of course, there's many different dimensions of this universe, but it's basically, this is the world that is free. It might not feel that way being here, but it is unlocking other planets from their own their old ways. As you know, that a free mind can do many things. It can create, invent, and you're going to go into a different layer that you have experienced on this planet. It's basically, those that are open-minded. Sure, let's just see whatever happens. Let's keep on growing. And others said, no, you can't do that. You can't talk about aliens. You can't talk about spirituality. You can't think that Jesus was a woman. You can't think anything. Wasn't black. They stop everything. But just like let everything flow. Like sure, whatever is in your reality, let's experience that. The more open-minded society is, the more the universe shifts on this planet, because this planet affects, because other universal beings are here. As I said, other beings that are incarnated here want to control the narrative, want to put you back into what they feel is normal. You can connect to the universe, but on their terms. But you're doing it differently. So you go to the fourth dimension, you're going to be a different energy, basically not ruling the universe, but bringing much guidance to it. Like we've been through hell. Now we're here to take the rest of the universe with us into a higher dimensional idea of thinking. Meaning they're taking other worlds out of their comfort zone. Now, several others are fine with it, but they are quiet at the moment. They have their beings here to assist. Much of the Pleiadians, there's a little bit of fight back and forth. Who can control the planet? That's the other thing. Who can rule this world? That's the difficult part. So the 1,000 Earths, or 1,000 worlds before this planet, is the experiences of worlds in this universe. It all leaded up to where your planet is today, or billions of years ago, wherever it might be. Your Earth is still young compared to the rest of the universe. It was unthinkable for a planet to be like this exist. Because so much darkness was brought in from other universes that this universe felt like they could almost take over other universes. And what time they did assist it. And so they brought a lot of those beings here. This world is here to heal the universal darkness in this universe. And it's difficult for many beings to see that. So as you trust spirit and going more into the higher dimensions of yourself, basically just, yes, be yourself. The higher dimensional entities will unlock itself. As for your alien ships and all that, yes, they'll find a way to intercept you and connect with you. You have to be at a level that they feel like you are unthreatened by them. Now, some of you are unthreatened, but the rest of society is. So you're bringing a level of creativity for basically, so you're setting up, yes, for open contact currently. Once again, many of you are ready for them to just land their ships and say hello, but the rest of society is blocked off, told to aliens don't exist, and so that kind of cuts out contact altogether. Even if alien energy was just a normal conversation piece, you might not see them, but it's more allowed to be mentioned worldwide. What about this alien? What about that one? What about this? And just make it taken more seriously. That's when the new age comes in. Now you can say the aliens are kind of like the next Jesus in some regard, but they're also part of your evolution. Meaning that they are here, they can appear anytime they feel like. Jesus, on the other hand, has already had an incarnation here. He himself, he's working through others to be seen here, but he doesn't need to come back. It's for humans to connect to their own power. And religion has stopped that. As soon as they saw what he was doing, religion said, oh yeah, the Bible, yeah, we're going to reverse a lot of the thinking there. Meaning that only one guy can do it, nobody else can. But that's false. Many people can connect to the Christ consciousness, or whatever you want to call it, God consciousness, and be like Jesus himself. And you can have many more here, but the society shuts it down because of religion. Religion and Anunnaki energy. But once again, it's another lesson for your world. But once religion starts to break apart from your planets, you have your new world. Notice how we're bringing that up here and not on your YouTube. The demise of your religion is deep, yes. It is rooted through Anunnaki. There are other beings, but most of the Anunnaki pulled it off. It was failure after failure, but It was successful through the Babylonians, the work of the Anunnaki. Babylonians are connected to religions, your priests, your and why this they're just preying on children is because they bring a low vibration. Here, false spirituality and bring a low vibration. Basically, they trap the energies of a church, especially when they are doing negative acts such as that, such as child abuse in a church. They connect to the energies of those that are there and destroy innocence. That's how evil is created, you could say. Once society recognizes this, it will come to an end. They don't want to believe it. It's mostly in your Catholics, but it's not all over the place. A large layer of course. Your devilish Atlantean beings, your yes, it was mentioned about your Agarthian magicians, yes. But what's not mentioned is yes, it caused a lot of darkness here. But also your Atlantean magicians are dark magicians, yes, combined with the Garthians. It's like the Garthians are ruled the Argartha. It's they're free to do whatever they want, but the Dark Magicians shut that down as the Dark Magicians of Atlantis, and they were humanoid beings who became pharaohs over time to keep your humans locked down. You've been locked down for thousands of years. Wearing masks has nothing to do. Yeah, and that's a ritual, basically, to shut you up. There's more to it than that, but it's mostly to shut you up. Indoctrination. But many of you are freedom beings, and you would connect to that over time. So, 16. Okay, greetings. Okay, just kind of leaving this one open, or sort of. Interesting about YouTube. That some channelers are using other names of other. I don't even know how to do that. I'm using TubeBuddy unsuccessfully, but you get to see other people's tags for their channel, and they use other channelers in their channel. I understand if you know somebody that's different, but they're putting people in there that's not even them. So I guess that's okay. I guess YouTube doesn't go after that. So more power to you on that, to YouTube. Probably 10 years, YouTube might go away. Who knows? Or you can say a shadow of its former self. The way it's doing everything, it's just kind of, ruining itself. All right, so this is. Usually I write down the title before I do this, but kind of give you an insight of how this all works. So this is the 7 Earths, 7 planets, 7 Earths. If we can say it right, 7 Earths. Other versions of Earth that we are connected to. I'll leave it open to what else. My higher self, or basically, yeah. This whole setup is about going deeper to the consciousness. Makes it easier, and I can upload as much as I want instead of having to go through algorithm and all that nonsense. So, all right, blessings. Go. The dimensions you are used to. The third dimension, fourth dimension, are transparent. Meaning you can go further, as some of you know, deeper into yourselves. It's not part of your daily conversation to go further within, not just on a third dimensional level, but on a fourth dimension, fifth dimension, thousandth dimension, millionth dimension level of what planets have you created, what universe universes you are connected to. What is your universe? Where are your universes that you are? The island of you. Or, well, yes, you can say you're all like little continents connected to each other. Even say like your globe, your planet. You have the United States, Canada, Mars connected to you. Or as you call it, Mexico. So you're all connecting together in reality, in human form. But there's much more to it than this. Some of you, yes, are duck people, animal people. Some of you are giants. It's funny how a giant can incarnate and be a little person. Different perspective. So fourth dimensional thinking is outside of the 3D reality of what do I need to pay for, I need to buy. I mean, we understand you need that because that does not necessarily hold. It's another realm of experience. All experiences matter. Higher dimension, low dimension. There's no. I mean, if you spend most of your incarnations in the lower dimensions, you learn a great deal no matter where you are, and have respect for that. Those in the idea is to. Oh yes, we are the higher self energies. If you're wondering who we are, your higher self, Ivan's higher self, everyone's higher self. The idea, yes, is to learn to be neutral if you wish. It does help your experiences to make peace with yourself and others. If you have anger towards anyone, it's hard to heal with that. Those in the lower dimensions usually have an anger. Where does that come from? It comes from themselves. Of not getting what they want, failing a lot. There's many layers to it. There are planets, there are 7 dimensions of Earth. There's millions of different versions or trillions. But the 7 Earths, many of you are connected to, is what version to bring into this reality. You are bringing a 4th dimensional Earth here, blending it in with this one. So new Earth or new version of Earth, a transition from 3rd to 4th. A 4th dimensional knife, idea, you can say. A 3rd dimensional release. 3rd dimension, yes, is a crystal energy. A hard understood one. The entire 3rd dimension is all a heavy source. It is heavy matter. Of course it's going to have the lower dimensions. It has everything. It's physical. It's going to have everything. It's going to fight you. As you want its knowledge, it's going to fight you and push you back. So that's why many of you want to go back into the higher dimension worlds, because this one keeps hitting at you. It doesn't want you to connect to its knowledge. You can connect to it, but you have to go through all its trials to get there. You have to jump through hoops, you can say. As you do it, you win a prize, yes. So, yes, with job loss, no direction, there's all the challenges to get you to knowledge that you're looking for. It's not always easy to be seen in this reality, of course not. They don't want it to be easy for you to see anything. The 3rd dimension is breaking down. Because you've been through the hardships. You've learned what there's there to learn. So of course you're bringing a 4th dimension knowledge, not to say that's going to be much easier. It's a different type of world. An alien world, yes. Yes, you're going to crossroads of alien and human realities. That is what's coming in. There's 7 versions of Earth. Of course, there's several others, but many of you have like your favorites. that you slowly blend into this reality. Everybody has their favorites that they're bringing in. It has to do an agreement with society what reality to bring in. So you all kind of agree. That's another thing with astral. It's a more of a conscious, you're just a conscious collective of what to bring in. The majority usually wins, of course. But some of you get it still your little, or you say, I don't need to live that reality more, and you leave. But some of you are in the long run, it's like, no matter what comes in, I'm here to experience it. And that's the majority. It's just whatever comes in, because I'm here to learn more about myself. Bring forth dimensional. So no matter if it's wind, storms, snow, whatever it is, you're continuing to go deeper into yourself. As channeled energies are going to change, if you channel energy, you turn into a feline. You start seeing the being around the channeler, seeing the Arcturian, seeing the Zeta, whatever it might be, going deeper into the realities of the unknown. It becomes easier for humanity to coexist with fourth dimension idea systems. This is not saying that fourth dimension or fifth dimension is better than your reality. No. It's just a different type of experience. You need all realities to exist. Everything matters. It's just some would rather the lighter energies. They're used to fourth dimensional new earth energies of relaxment. This reality is too harsh. But you're here for a reason. You're here for its harshness, to learn from it. Somewhere, yes, where's my new earth? But what about what's here? So you're here for a reason to pull in. Many of you are releasing a lot of the negativity here. You probably feel that. It is a war, a hidden war. And it does get at your mind. So, of course, people want their new earth, because the old earth is too vicious. You want a break. Well, you're going to have your break eventually. Their dimension is like where you're headed is like the Atlantic Ocean is going to break down. Or Antarctica is what we're getting at. Antarctica, it will break down. Yes, it will lose its coldness and allow you to see what's hidden there. Their dimension is that energy. It frozen the past. Now it's here to thaw it out. For you to see more. You see more of the Arcturian energies come closer to your planet. Egypt will look at a different vibration altogether, so you can shift dimensions easier. Eventually, what you're doing now is getting used to your astral self being here in the physical. It's a slow process, not something that happens fast. Yeah, you're bringing your astral knowledge, and it goes much deeper than that. In many years, it's like, I'm just trying to figure out the name of my spirit guide. And you're not saying, well, I'll bring my astral self here. Well, yes. The spirit guide energies, the names of them aren't really that important. That's why sometimes some like to give a name. Some are at the level of a name, but most of the names kind of vanish. Some guides are the consciousness of countries, such as the United States, such as New York City, states, the Atlantic Ocean. Guides. It's like, is the Atlantic Ocean my guide? Is New York City my guide? Which is the heavy one. Syrian, Arcturian energies, multiple versions of Earth there, yes. So your favorites. The reality is already with you. How you see your future is your favorite world, basically. You see yourself at a level of wealth and status. That is the world you are connected to. That's your pure Earth right now. Why is it so easy for you to connect with? Because it's with you. Okay. All right, this is elements of the soul. Also, what is the world waiting for? All right, blessings. Here we go. Greetings. This is a higher self connections from spirit. The soul, yes, can be very afraid of a great amount of things in the physical. A spiritual connection, many of you are used to that. But as you go down in dimensions, we don't really call it go down, but challenge yourself more. So don't look as if you're downgrading yourself to the third dimension. You're challenging yourself. The challenges are harder at the third, even the second, even the first dimension. Then there is a zero dimension too. It is for you can go, and yes, there are negative dimensions too, but that doesn't always mean it's negative. And that's where much of your archons come from. Places that many of you do not look. So, yes, this incarnation cycle that you are in is healing the third dimension. That's why the lighter beings come heal the third dimension, as most of society is used to the old ways. Many of you come as not necessarily band-aids, but just new vibrations to shift the energy fields completely. Just basically to take the earth and move it to another direction. There's a deeper connection you have with the earth of basically it's to keep it alive. So why the higher dimensions come in here, or many of you that are of a lighter vibration, to keep the earth going. So you're similar to a tree, grass, air. So if it was all just negative people here, yes, the world would have destroyed itself a long time ago. So people wonder, like, what's my purpose in life? It's not just being. It's just finding your way, bringing happiness. Because if you're just being, that's not enough for you to find your deeper self. How is that going to be fulfilling if you're just being all the time? It's like, who am I? You are a higher dimensional being on Earth. Figure it out. Now you're on the third dimension. How'd you get here? What do you feel from that? It's that simple. The answers are actually closer to than you might realize. You're just not seeing it. Because humans don't want to know that there's much more going on. The answers are right in front of you. Yes, they might hurt feeling it. Many of you got kicked into this reality because the higher dimensions felt like you were useful here. You might not have liked it. It's like what you always agreed on. It's like, I'm not really impressed by that world, but yes, I can see the benefits of it. But there's much more to it than that. Some of you here are here to break the old timelines, here to shatter them. And you know it. It's like you see the way of life, how people live day to day, going to work, doing all their normal things. And many of you incarnate here, you do it for a while and you say, to hell with it. I'm just going to stay at home all day. You change the timeline there for the Earth Collective. And many of you continue to skew that timeline. So when you can have food and shelter without paying for it and just have a more equal opportunity world where you can all just get along and go deeper into who you are. Realize when you leave the physical reality, yes, you're in more fourth dimension. Many of you are going to go somewhere else because mission accomplished. You can go to a four-dimensional world anywhere. This one has a lot of files of information here, yes, but you're already gathered that way and you're incarnating. I mean, you don't have to be here during the new Earth. You're here to bring in the new Earth or higher dimensional Earth, and once that's done, you're out of here. Mission done. I'm going to go somewhere where I can actually rest. So, yeah, it's a heavy, dense vibration. That's so many of you are paving the way for new energies to enter. You can be wrong about everything. It doesn't really matter. You're bringing a new vibration to change the timeline. Sometimes you have to be wrong about everything to bring in new timelines. You have to talk about a secret space program information that's not correct. Does it matter? Is it affecting you? Oh, I've been gypped. There's a reality where everything exists, so don't feel so bad. Everything has a place somewhere. So don't beat yourself up. It's a mythology energy. There's a great deal that's not fully understood here. The idea is to bring in new timelines of you and shatter the old timelines. So more of people like yourself can be here. So you're figuring out what to do here. Well, you'll figure it out eventually. That's the plan. Know more about you. So you're doing the hard job. The ones that come in easier are going to have it hard too, but it's a different type of challenge. The deeper energies of this earth, yes, are self-reflecting, of course. But the elements of the soul is experiencing the third dimension and bringing a higher vibration through you. And understanding it isn't always necessary, because you can't exactly go around telling everyone that you're Abraham Lincoln in your past life and you're married to a frog person or something like that. Which does exist. It's the wackiness of the unknown, the strangeness of it. Society's been humanity is so serious about everything. Even the new earth is seen as very serious. It's not. Yes, everybody there is insane. Well, they are more of their true selves. They're fun, exciting, wild, crazy. And your world is serious. From the Syrians. Not to say you're going to kick them off your planet, but there's just many aspects of your planet that you're still diving into. Take yourself more seriously. Without the seriousness. And the answers are coming more clearly. Of course, not everything's going to come in through clearly instantly, but it's there. The crossroads of your new dimensions are coming through. It's self-belief. Those are some that are very spiritual in their own way. Yes, they're very third dimensional too. Some of them are. And they're not ready for a fourth dimension idea system. As you are bringing libraries of different realities here, seeding them with the earth, where the third dimension no longer can exist. Just because the contract is over. And yes, and many of those spiritual teachers out there that are third dimension and yes, not always being honest, many of their students will see. Time will tell. Okay, this is progress to the next level. So this is the last of this series. So every month I'll have a different series. And for those in the public, so this is private right now. But in the public, more people understand this. This will be put on this segment. We put on Patreon. So if they don't understand what the hell I'm talking about, this is for the Ivan University catalog. I think I can't forget how many there are. 18, 19. They're all about 10 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes long segments, which is a lot. We're going, this is just the beginning of it. Possibly I might do more today. We'll see. But it's only weekends or during the week I have freedom. So, all right. Let's see here. One moment. The laws of attraction. The soul leaving the physical. Understanding your spirit realms. Understanding astral. We can go into astral easily without a problem. That is your mission here. Then you wonder what their mission are. Well, a lot of it is a spiritual mission. That's why they have so much difficulties finding who they are. And most of this has become known. A lot of this information here, the world is not ready for. It is not ready to go deeper into itself. But basically, allowing your spiritual self, your astral self, to come through more clearly, where every conversation is about the spirit realms and just seeing the world in a spiritual manner. This is why this is not instantly put out into the public, because most of the physical reality is terrified of what it does not understand. For some, they just got here, they're still enjoying the third dimension, they're enjoying their hamburgers, their dinners, their walks on the beach, things like that, which is nothing wrong with any of that. But this will bring in that there's a higher energy you can bring in to make life easier. As some, yes, humanity is kind of caged in some ways. It is caged within itself. It is a deep, unfriendly cage, as some of you know. But it is one that can be healed and you can be set free. But that is, of course, always up to you. This is us saying it is possible. And it can happen. Basically, yes, as we said, conversations will shift to more higher dimensional understanding. Some call themselves high vibration, but then they're fear-mongering everyone. It's quite humorous to us. It's like, apparently you have not learned. But we in spirit see everything very clearly. If you have to go through darkness, go through darkness. You need to be telling everyone your high vibration, but you have just a mountain of darkness within yourself. Then so be it. To you, that is high vibration. But our message to society, humanity, there is another world here, several of them. It's up to you to see them. Ask the questions. The answer is right there. It makes life easier. It is not something that you're used to. They can come into your world very clearly. As many of you know in your own lives, it's very hard to understand all of this. As you open the doorways to your own universe, it makes more sense. Everyone's closed to a certain degree, but of course, it's part of the Earth's energy of the mentality of the planet, basically. As slowly you will phase out, yes, your media through your own intentions. As it's all rocky because it's not there to be there forever. But your spiritual energy will be. Your spiritual energy can survive anything. You might feel you might get destroyed or whatever, but yeah, everyone finds a way back. You might have been killed in that dimension, but remember, you live in all other places. Some like the thrill of losing someone, but no one's ever gone. No, even if you go back to source, you're never really gone. You'll find a way back. Let's just see.